Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to High Impact Publication Coaching 2023 webinar. My name is Anur Watimin, the CEO of ZASS, as well as Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences PhD candidates, your host for today. For an introduction, this webinar comprised of 4 high-impact publication coaching classes that will be held throughout the year 2023. For today, we will only cover class 2 topics. The class will begin at 10:10 a.m. to accommodate any participant who may encounter delays and need extra time to join. Stay tuned.
Dermistry Plus Booster Serum, crafted with 100.
Okay, Nurul, shall we start?
Hi everyone, welcome back to High Impact Publication Coaching 2023 webinar. This is the agenda for today. I would like to remind all of you that this webinar will be recorded for future viewing. Please be informed that there is no question and answer session after the class, and therefore, if you have any question throughout the class, please feel free to type them into the chat box, and our speaker will do his best to address them during his session. Right. Before we start, let me share with you the webinar house of rule. Number 1, be respectful. All participants should be respectful towards one another, including the host, speaker, and other attendees. Number 2, keep it professional. The webinar is a professional event, and attendees should refrain from using inappropriate language or engaging in any behavior that is deemed unprofessional. Number 3, mute your microphone. To prevent background noise, attendees should keep their microphone muted unless requested by the speaker. Number 4, use the chat box. Attendees can use the chat box to ask questions, make comments, or interact with the speakers. Number 5, respect the presenter's time. Attendees should arrive on time and stay for the entire durations of the webinar. Number 6, no recording. Attendees should not record the webinar without prior permission from the host or the speaker. And the last one, follow the agenda. Attendees should follow the webinar agenda and refrain from asking any questions that are not related to the topic. All right, now without further ado, let me introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today, Dr. Tava Maran-Kanese. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tava is the founder and chief editor at Proofreading by a UK PhD and has more than 100K academicians followers. He also published more than 70 papers, mostly ISI. He will be speaking to us today about fundamental of literature review, touch of AI, contribution diagram inspired journey. Dr. Tava, thank you for joining us today. We are eager to hear from your insight on this important topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to learn from Dr. Tava today. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the webinar. Let's get started. Over to you, Dr. Tava.
Thank you, Nurul. Thank you. I hope all of you can hear me clearly. Thanks, Nurul, Shikane, and Farah, the entire ZASS Sprint team for organizing this class for UM. If it is not for them, then I don't think I'll be doing a class for UM at all. So thanks to them, they enabled the class and ZASS Sprint as well. So I hope you guys are using ZASS Sprint platform already, quite advanced. So it looks very interesting. So, okay, I'm Dr. Tava from Proofreading by UK PhD. I think this is already our second class now. Most of you would have attended our first class. Very good morning, Nabila. Very good morning, Sheena. And very good morning, everyone. So let me start by sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so keep your chat box open at all times. Please leave it open. We still have about, I think, 30 or 40 of them from the WhatsApp group haven't joined us yet. So any of your friends haven't joined, please remind them to join us because this particular class would not be repeated at all. Okay, this will be probably will be only revisited after 1 or 2 years Okay, after 1 or 2 years only. Okay, so all right, so all of you can see my screen and can see my video as well. Yeah, please respond in the chat box. I've shared the screen. Yeah, I've shared the screen. Okay, excellent. All right. Okay, so thank you again for joining me. Today, we are going to look at fundamentals of literature review with a very, very small touch of AI. I'm going to explain the predicaments of AI lah. We have to understand that also. And this whole literature review class, we're going to start off with a contribution diagram inspired journey. And this is part 1. The reason that we created a WhatsApp group dedicated for students, because we want them to continue joining for the next classes so they don't miss out. So let's say if you join the 2nd class now and then you never join the 3rd, you join the 4th only, you might not be able to follow. Okay, so to avoid that problem, that's why we created a WhatsApp group. So stay in that WhatsApp group and make sure you see all our updates lah. Okay, so today we are looking at part 1 of this class. Part 2 will be our 4th class. So our 3rd class would focus mostly on publication. Okay, publication related class, how to produce a review paper, what kind of review papers that we can write, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm not gonna. I think Nurul had already done it, so I'm not gonna explain again about me. So we can skip this part. Don't wanna bore you with that. Okay, so this is my organization. This is the sole reason that I can allocate time to be here with you for free. Okay, for free. We're not charging anything for this. It's basically free knowledge sharing, not only for but for all the universities in Malaysia. I'm only doing this for Malaysia. Sometimes at request, I'll do it for Indonesia and Thailand as well. Okay. So we are an ISO 9000. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. All right. So we are an ISO 9000-2015 certified company. Okay, we are based in Cyberjaya. If you want to visit us, more than welcome to come and visit. We are also recognized by SFEP, also known as CFEP in the UK, and also Malaysian Human Resource Ministry. Okay, this is our sort of our Google pin lah, where we are doing business, where we have clients from, including South America as well. We have gone as far as South America already. And we are in about 34 different countries. Okay. I didn't have the time to update this yet, but as far as I know, we are already hitting more than 31 or 32,000 documents already. Okay, so our experience so far lah. So what do? We don't only do proofreading, although the name states so, but I just left the name lah. The name I started like for fun, and the name just became very sticky lah. So I just left it. But we also do a lot of, actually we do more consultancy services now. On proposal, consultancy, thesis, publication. We do a lot of publication. We do a lot for because UM's requirement, we all know, Web of Science, so it's not easy to achieve that. We also work a lot on analysis, all kinds of analysis, proposal defense, Viva examiner correction. We always consult a lot for that. Thesis to journal conversion is one of our primary services. We have gone as far as 16.7 impact factor. Okay, that is our achievement so far, our highest achievement. One more is coming along at impact factor 21, but we are still waiting for the result lah. Okay, so today's class is going to be a very important ground for thesis publication as well as thesis journal conversion, because it got to do with literature review. Okay, something that we can never run away from. And then I'll touch base a bit on a language part as well. Okay. So to all of you, okay, who are with the screen off, have fun, enjoy yourself, no problem. Keep your phone very far away. Don't keep it near you. That is the biggest distractor of all time. If you're doing something else, stop doing it. Just give your focus here. I can promise you it'll be really, really worth your while. And I want 100% participation and keyboard warriors. Ask question. Okay, don't feel shy to ask question. Okay. Okay, to all of you here, okay, probably some of you might be joining us for the first time, who never joined any of my Facebook live classes before, or don't know that there is about 131 free classes in my playlist on Facebook. please comment in the chat box. If you have never attended any of that, this is totally different from what I'm teaching today. These are all classes that I only do for my followers, okay, on my Facebook. Soon will be on TikTok also, but for now I'm only doing on Facebook and YouTube. So, wow. Okay, so many of you don't know that such thing exists. So let me just do a very quick description on that. Okay, so this is my Facebook. Okay, Facebook page. I know it's out of trend already nowadays, but I started here and I still keep it there lah. Okay. So let me just share the link to all of you. That is the link to my Facebook page. Thank you, Nurul Diana. Thank you for joining. Every class that I go, I always find someone new who never attended before, but this class I think I find a lot more. So that is the link to my Facebook page. You can click that link and you can hit the follow button, which will appear somewhere here. Okay. You can hit the follow button. You can also double hit the follow button to select favorites, so that all the resources that we share on daily basis, okay, we share a lot of notes on daily basis. Like this was yesterday, independent, dependent variable. We share a lot of motivational stuff. We share a lot of important papers also, literature that we find, a lot of videos, okay, quick videos. A lot of this one we'll be looking into this today, so don't worry. Although we had almost 1,000 likes already, but we will be looking into this today. The breakdown of literature review, and so on and so forth. So we share notes on daily basis. So if you want access to these notes, you have to go and follow us lah. In my first class with I already explained this template, how to use this. This is basically literature review summary chart, how to read and summarize a paper in 1 hour without using any AI, only using truly our own intelligence. That means me and you lah, okay, without using any apps, any software, so that you get the full information. You can extract the full information of a paper. Okay, so that is what we are doing here, and so on and so forth. So okay, so that is all there. Then we also have upcoming classes. So we have upcoming classes which I never actually taught yet for this entire year, because this entire year I'll share later, Nitya, don't worry. This entire year, I only focused on literature review for all the universities. So what I do offline, not offline, I do online classes on Facebook to teach about chapter 1 this coming month and next month as well. Next week, 24 July, 26 July, we have class on chapter 1 introduction writing, chapter 1 background writing. And then 9th August and 30th August, we have problem statement writing, 2 different classes. So if you guys are interested to join, here are the links. Okay, so those are the links that you can register yourself. And then for all the previous recordings of all the classes I've conducted, these are all normal videos that I share whenever I have time. Okay, and these are all full classes, full-fledged classes. All right. How to get LR template? This question, Doctor. Yes. I already explained to Nitya. I told her I'll share shortly. Okay. Okay, so free writing tutorials, about 131 videos here. Okay, if you click see all, here you can see, you can check out all the classes. Example, literature review part 1, part 2, FASS high impact journal publishing, structuring thesis chapters 1 to 5, working mom in PhD. This is dedicated for all the ladies out there with my former consultee who already graduated. Okay, she shared her experience. She made it after 8 years. Okay. How to write journal before proposal defense or before candidature defense, and so on and so forth. So these are all the classes. In case if you never attend the first class that I did with you can watch it here. How to read a Web of Science Q1 paper for literature review. In case you never join lah. Okay, the recording is here. So whenever you are free, feel free to come and join. Watch the class. It's all free. We even have problem statement. We even have mixed method, how to manage your PhD thesis, time management, proposal defense, systematic literature review. I believe lots of you will be doing systematic literature review in writing PhD research proposal, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are all the classes that you can attend. Okay, and on top of that, like what thank you, AZ. On top of that, for those who want to download my templates, this is a real intelligent template that I extracted based on my experience that I've consulted many students and also the ones that already finished their PhD. Okay, so I use their thesis as an example to design these templates. Okay, what are these templates? In the first class, I already shared how to summarize a paper under 1 hour. Okay, it is possible, but probably not for everyone. But at least you already have a template on, you know what information exactly you need to extract when you read a paper. I've given an example already. And then which literature search databases to go, okay, for literature review. And then today we are going to explore this critical literature review template. In today's class, we're going to explore this fully as much as we can, like in 2 hours. Problem statement template, okay, and then literature review background writing, literature matrix template, systematic review template, and so on and so forth. This template, okay, keep in mind, systematic review template, we will explore in our 3rd class. That means the next class lah. Okay, is that all? No, we got more. Okay, we got more actually. We got proposal defense Viva question template. Okay, this one, because we coach a lot of students before they go for proposal defense and Viva. We do a lot of mock defense, mock Viva. We teach them how to do slides and so on. Okay, so when they come back, I always get feedback from them. How was it? Okay, majority of them, I would say about 85 to 90% I get minor correction lah. So and definitely got major correction also. I cannot say no. Okay, if I say no, it will be lying. So these are all the questions that they normally get at high level, not technical level, at the very high level. And then how to design a table of content for a thesis. Okay, general table of content lah. Pilot study processes, what you must do. And then which databases hierarchy. This one also I shared in the first class. Okay, so where can you download these templates? Kok also asked the same thing. Templates are in Facebook and your website. Okay, the place that you can download the templates are from my Telegram. Very simple. Telegram is a very, very effective platform whereby you can chat like a normal WhatsApp group. And the files that I shared throughout these years, I think 4 years already now, 3 or 4 years, everything will be there. It won't expire like WhatsApp. That's the beauty. So Telegram is basically our resource center. WhatsApp group that we have is where we communicate. But if you want a larger group of people to communicate, you want to collect data and so on, you can use my Telegram group. Feel free to use. Okay, I have no problem. As long as it's not business, you want to do it for your research, I always allow. Okay, so how can you join all that? This is the link lah. So let me share this link in the chat box. Okay, once you click that link, you'll basically arrive here. If you, all of you, please click that link. All of you, please click that link. Okay, this link is basically Linktree. You can find all my resources here. So that's why I don't need to give you a link by link. No need. Everything is here already. You don't need to worry. So all the upcoming classes are here. You can register yourself. These are all our services. You can check it out, what we do. Then you can also request for thesis journal templates. We will email to you at the end of every month. Okay, when we accumulate enough attendees or enough email addresses. Okay, then my TikTok channel. This one is where I'm sharing most of my very, very, very important videos now. So it already went above Facebook now. Okay, because of the reach. We have already reached, I posted yesterday, 700 over 1,000 views. Okay. So I give a lot of information here, very, very important information that last time very hard for me to type down in a post lah. Facebook selalu post kan. So this is the one like MDPI Frontiers, recent breaking news, everything about ChatGPT that you guys should understand. These are all ChatGPT related content, number of references in a thesis, a bit of motivation, how to handle proposal defense, yang ni. How to handle proposal defense Viva properly. This is about 300,000 views. ChatGPT Turnitin AI issue, all these things lah. So you can go and follow. If you have TikTok, feel free to go and follow. Okay. So this is TikTok. Okay. Now resources wise, you can go to Telegram group here. Click this Telegram group. So if you just click view in Telegram, or kalau if you have phone, then you can see here lah. So as you can see here, this is 13,835 members. The single most largest academia group in the world in Telegram. Okay, I already checked across different countries already. This is the biggest. Okay, I can assure that to you guys. So I allow students to come and collect data, lecturers, professors, they all collect data here. I'm okay, no problem. Okay, as long as you guys don't spam, I'm totally okay. And all my notes that I share on Facebook will be also shared here. You can watch, you can daily, you can follow daily here. What are the releases in case, because for sure, 100%, Facebook would not show to everyone. I think Facebook will show to less than 1% of my followers, because Mark Zuckerberg is so evil. Okay, his evilness has no limit already. Okay, so that's why we also link it up to our Telegram group lah. And then the templates. Okay, templates, very simple. Once you are here, even if you're on the phone, you can see the name up there, right? Dr. Tawas Academia. You just click that. Then you can search lah. Then you can search on mobile phone. If you're using desktop, you can just search here. Okay, search here. Let's say you want template. So just type template. So every class I go, I normally tag for them just to help them out. This was the last one I had with UPM. So if you click here, you can download all the templates here. Everything is here. Okay, everything is here. So I'll tag this for you guys. Templates for UM. Okay, all right. So you can go and download and use it. It's all free. Okay, it's all free. Not everything with proofreading by UK PhD is money. No, we don't monetize everything. We give a lot of things like this class for free, these templates for free. Why? Because we want to encourage you to do more research on your own rather than trusting it off to some artificial intelligence software that we don't even know who developed. We don't even know whether it's working or not. Okay, so be very careful, be very wary of what you use. Okay, don't get carried away with people selling software. Okay, I'll share some software today that I think is not too bad. Okay, and we don't sell software, by the way. Okay, we don't. All right, so let's say you want more notes. You want to explore Dr. Tawa. I want to know how to write problem statement. What do I do? A lot of people come and ask me this. So I just tell them, go to my group, type problem statement. Okay, there. You can see there's tons of notes. Okay, tons of notes here. Everything is here. Okay. If you have time, you can spare time, you go and read lah. Okay, you go and read lah. Let's say you have problem with SPSS. Type SPSS. So you got also SPSS notes here. So everything is here. Accumulated over many years. Make use of it. Be happy to use it. Be active on it. Share your question. Share your thought. You can also ask questions if they're willing to answer. Then they will answer. Or if I have time, I will answer. Okay. So go and join this Telegram group. I'll give you all 1 minute. Okay, from here. In case you haven't joined yet, I'll give you 1 minute to go and join. Please take 1 minute. Okay. While you're joining the Telegram group, please also take note. This one, you have a direct link to all my free classes. So you can just click here. It will take you to all the free classes. Okay. Most of these classes here are paid workshop out there. Okay. So I've converted all of those into free classes so that you can reach out to more people who cannot afford to pay for workshops. Okay. Because there are just too many workshops. So I only do full day workshop in case if it is really required lah. Okay, I mean, like my workshops are very hands-on template-based workshop. Okay, but in this case, this one are all 1 hour classes that you can learn a lot of things if you put them together. Okay, and then off lah. Okay, and then all the free notes and also YouTube channel. Okay, all right, so that is there. Now all can join ready, all okay, so we can start. So you know where are the free classes on Facebook. You know a lot of upcoming videos on TikTok. You know Telegram group. You guys are already in the WhatsApp group already, specifically made for you guys. Okay, so now if everything is okay, let's start the class. Today, we are going to look at fundamentals of literature review, Web of Science and Google Scholar searches, thesis and literature development workflow, literature chapter structure, after literature chapter, strategizing for publications. Okay. Okay. In case if you miss the first class, you can watch it again on my Facebook page. Right. And a bit of ice breaking before we start, please kindly share your name, whether you're a PhD master student or if you're a supervisor, in case, you never know. And what is your subject area in the chat box? Let's take 2 minutes, very quick one. Okay, 2 minutes only. Okay. So it's very spread out, very diversified class today. We have people from various backgrounds. So, okay, that's very nice. Thank you everyone for answering. All right, very nice to meet you all as well. Okay, so, excuse me. So, this is what we call as contribution diagram. Okay, so today's class is contribution diagram, inspired journey. Why? Okay, we hear literature review all the time. All the time we hear literature review, your supervisor say the same thing, your friend says the same thing, Dr. Tawa say the same thing. Wherever you go, they say the same thing. Always literature review. And then when you do literature review, you go to your supervisor will say, nah, this is not what I want. Okay, I don't want this. This is not what I expected. And then you again do, you go back, same thing. Again, you do go back, same thing. So what is the problem? From what I understand, okay, my experience already crossing 31,000 students already easily. The common problem is the way that we summarize literature review. First, we don't know how to be critical. That is one story. But the problem comes down to when you don't know how to summarize, you don't know what you need from a literature review, or you along the way, you forget the definition of literature review because you hear it so often. You are wondering, what am I supposed to do? Whatever I do is not enough. Okay, whatever I do, my supervisor still keeps saying the same thing. So what am I supposed to do? So what essentially I see from what I observe, let me hide this. From what I observe all the time, students tend to summarize the literature review. That means they read whatever they understand, they just rewrite again. They read whatever they understand, they just rewrite again. Is that enough? I don't think so, to be honest. Okay, I don't think so. Because when you read a literature, you just go and summarize it again. There is no point. I can just read the paper. Okay. What I want from you when you do literature review, or anyone wants, is what is this literature review giving to your study? Why are you quoting this literature review? Is it giving you a new problem? Is it supporting your journey or your research? Is it giving a contradicting statement? Is it totally against what you do, or is it giving wrong result? So that is what we need to find out. That is what we call literature review, not literature summary. Literature summary means you just read, you summarize. You just read, you summarize. Review means you must have your opinion. Okay, when you read, you give what this paper is doing, followed by how does this paper is weak, contradicting, problematic, or supporting your journey. Okay, that is what you need to categorize them into. How you're going to categorize them? Why you need to categorize them? Why can't I just summarize what they're saying? If you just summarize what they're saying, okay, if you just summarize jala, what will happen? You can never get this. You can never attain this. What is this? This is your end goal. Okay, this is what I did in my thesis. You see my thesis at the back there, red color book. Never opened the floor for many years now. Okay, I think for 10 to 11 years, I never opened the floor, because once you finish your PhD, you just keep it as the biggest gift in your life lah. That's it. Okay, and then you won't reopen back. I don't want to open back because it was a scary journey for me lah. So I just leave it there. Just nice lah, you know, just agu hati, I just leave it there. Okay, so why you must get those orange boxes? Because that's why you're doing PhD. You are trying to find the problem, solve it, and then state your contribution. What are your contributions to the knowledge? That is why you're doing masters by research or PhD by PhD, obviously research lah. PhD, DBA, DEd, everything lah. Everything, all of that are research based, or masters by research. So if you just summarize, you cannot find problem. No problem. You only have summary of a literature that you're reading, but you don't have a problem. From the problem, you need to derive a solution. So if you don't have a review, you just summarize only, you won't get this. So what is this? This is the problem statement of my thesis. Okay. And then these are all the subtopics that I explored to solve this one fundamental problem. Okay, this one fundamental problem. From all these problems, I have all the contributions, what I achieved. So I published 12 papers in my PhD. There are 12 boxes here. 12 boxes became 12 different papers lah. Okay. So, end of the day, this is the end goal. To reach the orange boxes, you need a problem. To formulate a problem, you need literature to expose a gap. Even after exposing a gap, you still need literature to support your solution. So, now let's begin the journey. So, let me repeat that again. To reach the orange boxes, okay, you need a problem. Remember that, you need a problem. You need to formulate an issue, and a credible issue, not what ChatGPT telling you, what you think is a problem. Okay. To formulate a problem, you need literature to expose a gap. So in order to have a problem, you need to do literature review. You need to read, you need to formulate, you need to criticize, and then create a gap. Even after exposing a gap, let's say you already find a solution, you still need literature to support your solution. So that is why we do literature review. That is why your supervisor keep complaining, I cannot get it. It's just summary, it's just summary, it's just summary. Oh, I know it's not review, it's not critical enough. This is what they meant, because it is not being critical. You're not criticizing someone. Okay, that is the main meaning of being critical. Okay, so types of literature. Okay. Under types of literature, first you must understand what are the type of literature that you can quote and you can cite. Not you can, but preferably, okay, with the rule of thumb, what would be the right literature for you? Okay, primary sources are always the most important. These are the original sources of particular literature, not interpreted, not redefined, not repackaged, not reinterpreted by other literature authors. This is the gold standard. Okay, the original contributors. Primary sources always present new results, findings, discovery, which can be empirical journal, technical reports, theses, patents, and conference papers. Okay. Then you have secondary sources. Okay, what are secondary sources? Secondary sources are usually review papers, indexes, bibliographies, and so on, which reviews all the primary papers. Then you have tertiary sources, which you don't really need so much, which are textbooks, encyclopedia, facts books, guides, and handbooks, right? So those are the limitations of tertiary. So those are the types of literature that you minimally cite. Books are tutorials. Books are written based on very, very old information. Okay, that means, let's say now, normally when we write books for our clients, when we convert their papers into books, or normally when we produce, when we proofread a book, those work of that book will be from at least 10 to 15 papers that were published in the last 5 to 6 years, even 7 years. Okay, so once we convert that into a book, and when we go for a book submission and so on, that will take another 2 to 3 years before the book becomes published. or before the publisher choose to publish the book lah. Okay, example, I wrote a book chapter. Okay, example, I wrote a book chapter last December, right? Last December for Springer on entrepreneurship. The book chapter is still under review now, July already. That means already easily 8 months. The first review will only receive December of this year. The first review. By the time it is published, it will be probably mid or end of next year. So it's already 2 years. And the material that we use for this book were from my publication that I published in 2021, 2020, 2022, and so on. So it's by the time the book comes out, it's already 4, 5, 6 years old already. So when you refer to a book, the information is old, you can take it at face value for tutorial basis, for knowledge basis, not a critical problem basis. For theory, for basic fundamentals, book is the best, but not for critical present problem, timely problem. Okay. So how do you split that into percentage? 80%, 15%, 5%, no percentage. 80%, you always can refer to journal articles, Web of Science, Scopus, PubMed, ABDC, even my site also. Okay, now a big revelation going on with my site, which is good, our local site. But end of the day, my site also mostly refers back to Web of Science and Scopus. From the indexing, if you see, most of the journals in my site are still referring back to Web of Science and Scopus journals. So essentially, you can never escape from Web of Science and Scopus, PubMed, ABDC, and all these other good indexing. Then you have conference articles and you have official reports, policies, white papers, governmental documents. Okay, so that should comprise of about 80%. Okay, whether new or old depends on the study. Some study you can get as new as 1 to 2 months. Some study, some problem statement, you have to go back a bit, like 3 years, 4 years, sometimes even 5, 6 years to build the story. Okay, it depends on context. All right, but most of the time is we will try to keep it under 5 years okay, under 5 years, but it cannot be so rigid in certain contexts. And then we have 15% of non-indexed journals, books, edited books, only 15%, not more than that. 5% are from news articles, highly credible, websites, highly credible. 5%. No percentage should come from Wikipedia, no predatory journals, non-reliable news sources and websites. What are non-reliable news sources and websites? YouTube is one of the best examples. Please don't quote or cite YouTube. Okay. I also shared that on my TikTok also. Okay. Last time I did a post on that, I posted on my Facebook page. I think already reached about 6,000 likes with, I think 12,000 shares or something like that. Some people don't agree. They say, why we cannot cite YouTube? I asked them back, is YouTube peer reviewed? Then they asked me, what is peer review? Then there's nothing much I can say. Okay, if you don't know peer review, when you're already in research, there's something wrong. You need to understand what is peer review. Peer review is the core functionality of the research work. Okay, everything that you're reading, journals that you read are all peer review. Okay, conference in YouTube. Conference in YouTube. If conference in YouTube, I think you better go to the conference paper itself. You cite the paper. Okay, because you have to understand YouTube, okay, is not a peer-reviewed platform. What do I mean by that? That means no reviewers are reviewing the content that you put on YouTube. Anyone can come and say that. Tomorrow, not me, tomorrow one person can come and tell on YouTube, the latest medication for cancer is kunyit. Okay, I know most of you know what is kunyit. Is kunyit. Can you cite that? People are spending millions and millions and billions of dollars on cancer research, and one person comes on YouTube and say, okay, use kunyit to solve cancer, everything done. Can you cite that as a solution in your paper and then publish a paper on that? You cannot. Okay, you cannot. It is not a peer-reviewed source. You are not wrong, but that is not technically right for research. You remember, you're not writing Wikipedia. You are writing PhD or master's thesis. This work will be picked up by someone along the line if it is very impactful. All right, please keep that in mind. So this is the distribution of references. Okay, before we go to the next segment, make sure that you guys go and spare time to watch my first class on my Facebook page. Writing PhD or master research proposal is another hot topic that you can go and watch. Time planning proposal and thesis 2023. In case if your timing is already out, go and watch this. Podcast, very, very important podcast with Dr. Tahira, my former consultee, graduated already now. She's a senior lecturer in UiTM Pasir Gudang. She's the MBA coordinator there. Go and watch. Learn from her how she sustained through 10 years of a PhD. Okay. And then Dr. Yuji, also my former consultee, graduated already. She's a senior lecturer with Intan now. She's training all the government staff. Okay, so PhD strategies for part-time students. What did she do? Okay, very good question from Hailini and Aini. Recently, MDPI Hindawi Frontier said to be predatory, so we can no longer refer to those journals. These are predatory journals in Web of Science, MDPI. Okay, actually, MDPI Frontiers Hindawi ni, are they predatory? I did a video on that on TikTok as well. They are not declared predatory yet. What I shared was government ministries don't want to grant or provide grants for these journals anymore. You cannot claim anymore. Okay, maybe they're too expensive, but there are also a lot of quality issues. Okay, because MDPI, there's a lot of backdooring. That means they just submit and the editor sort of wish-wash and then accepts the paper. And then there is also some very low quality papers being accepted. Okay. And people also don't like generally because the journal charges too high and publishes too fast. So we researchers, academicians, experienced people, we know that is a bit too fast. Okay. My papers, I've published 2 papers in MDPI and I was a guest editor for 2 different journals in MDPI. I was a guest editor for MDPI Census. I was a guest editor for MDPI Sustainability a couple of years ago. I published in sustainability, I published in census, I published in open innovation. Okay. For me, if you ask me, their reviews were very tough. Okay, very tough. But some people, I heard the reviews are not so tough. So that's where the problem appeared. So if you ask me whether you can cite them or not, I think you can cite them. Graduate schools still haven't declared that, or no one else in the open can declare it predatory yet. Okay, I mean predatory means really scam because they do review process. Only in some papers, I think they never did a good job Okay, they never did a good job. So avoid publishing in them. Okay, avoid publishing in them. But if you ask me, you can still cite them You can still cite them. Okay. Yeah, Hailini. Yeah, some of them are actually quite good. My papers are definitely good, so don't worry. Okay. So some of them are really good. Some of them, it's good. MDPI was very good. At the beginning, MDPI was beautiful, if you ask me. They published so fast. They actually solved the biggest problem of academia because they publish fast. 2 months, 1.5 months, 3 months max, your paper is already published. Okay. We have done so, I think we have done close to easily 6,000 to 7,000 MDPI papers. Easily. Okay. I was working with Dr. Amun. He's an associate professor in UKM. He publishes at least 30 MDPI journals a year. Okay, so with him alone, I've been working with him for what 7-8 years now. Was working 7-8 years now. I think easily with him itself, we already published 2,000 to 3,000 papers in MDPI easily. Okay, so Lee Kuai Kiang. Political economy and all these things, it doesn't matter what topic. Okay, there are thousands of journals out there. So you go to my template, you can see the databases I've given, go through the databases and do your own search. You'll be able to find many papers. But if you ask me primarily which one you can trust, actually you can trust most of it. But I normally look at the top ones like Elsevier, Wiley, Taylor and Francis. Then Elsevier, Wiley, Taylor and Francis. Sage, Emerald, what else? Springer, IEEE, definitely IEEE is top of the class. IEEE, IET, these kind of journals are all quite good. Okay. Weigao, I'm already speaking quite slow actually, but I will definitely try. Okay, I'll definitely try, no problem. And then you can also watch my video on Research Gap, finding Research Gap. Anyone who can share the link. Okay, this is the link. Right, this is the link that you can go and join meeting group chat. Okay, for the Telegram group. Okay, so what about Leiden Uni Press? Credible for a book. I don't really look at books. One moment, Fatin. I don't really look at books, as I told you, because books are not really worthwhile for research. Books are just tutorial basis only. That means if you want to know what is a certain theory, you want to write about it, then you write lah. Then you refer to a book and write. But it's not a credible source for books. Okay. So, I mean, not a credible source for literature review per se to create a critical evaluation or problem statement. So just now someone asked me another question. Which journal is good for academic? I answered already. Okay. So, to answer that, so Lee Kwai Kwek, yeah. So I was answering that. So these are some of the journals you can look at: Elsevier, Taylor Francis, and all this. This is the problem with most of the AI platforms because they are not connected to the journals. ChatGPT, for an example, it doesn't connect to the key. I don't think it's connected to any journals. Okay, it's only connected to some of the books which they are getting sued now. They're getting sued royally. Okay, all the publishers are suing them because they stole most of the materials. Okay, most of the content. So that is the problem. You can cite book. I'm just telling that you cannot cite book for creating a problem statement. Okay, creating an issue, because books are old materials. Okay, old materials. All right. So let's go to Web of Science and Google Scholar searches. Okay, if you missed out my previous class, okay, then probably you should go and watch it back, because I spoke a lot about how to create research gap, okay, from an existing study. So this is the part 2 of it. So I explored this particular topic: retention and development of Generation Y employees. Okay, retention and development of Generation Y employees. Why this particular topic? Because it's a very hot topic now. Gen Z also a very hot topic, because they tend to jump jobs very frequently. Okay, jump jobs very frequently. And how to propose talent management techniques to develop Generation Y employees. Okay, so I try to find more methods or more techniques to develop Generation Y employees. But the more I see, okay, let's say this is the topic, Gen Y. The more I explore, the more I realize I cannot find new gaps, because too many papers already published in this area. So what I did, I took a step back. I applied creative observation, not critical observation. Creative observation, I look at the opposite direction. What is the opposite direction? I looked at from employer's perspective. Okay, this is how you can always do research gap. Let's say in the case where you cannot find an angle anymore, you cannot find a new problem anymore. Okay, then you look at employers, no, not employees, you look at from other angles, you look at from other point of views. Okay, so in this case, I don't look at from, because Gen Y employees, right? So I don't look at employees point of view, I look at employers point of view. I want to see what is the impact of this particular scenario now. So creative observation 1, what would be the impact on organization or employers by giving special care to Gen Y? That's what I'm looking at now. Okay, what it means? It means I want to see what is the impact, because now most of the employers, most of the organizations are facing this crisis with Gen Y, Gen Z. Okay, they have different working style. Okay, so they have to spend more resources, more monetization, more money to be given, more facility, more things you must give back lah. Okay, compared to baby boomers, Gen X, and so on. So given the economical scenario, inflation, companies are falling, you know, they're falling and falling and falling. How to sustain? How to sustain? So that's why we want to see what would be the impact with all this extra care that we are giving, that means financial resources, everything, to Gen Y. So I first build a search string. I believe all of you know what is search string. So search string here, I use 3 simple search string just to show example. So I use 3 keywords: organizational impact, Generation Y, millennials. Okay, so let me redo that again. Organizational impact, Generation Y, millennials. Why? Why do I do Generation Y, millennials both? Because both are interchangeable terms. They are the same. So I want to make sure that I explore I explore across the board. I don't miss out anything because some papers might only mention generation Y. Some papers might only mention millennials. Okay. So we look at all angles. Okay. Next thing I do, I added Boolean operators. Okay. So organizational impact is my active keyword. Okay. Or my fundamental keyword. That coupled with generation Y or millennials, I want to see what kind of papers I get. Okay. So in these questions, typically explorers must be cited or can simply based on clinical observation. What rounds increase infection rate due to low hand hygiene awareness? From my experience of consulting for many public health, surgical, dentistry, surgical also, problem statement must have very strong citations. Must have. Okay, must have. What you can do is if you can convert all your observations, everything into a case series, okay, case study alone nowadays very hard to publish, very hard to publish. So nowadays you need to convert into case series. If you can convert that into a case series, publish it first, then you can easily cite it in problem statement. You can, but I can be wrong. But from my experience so far, no, because we work with UKM Medical, we work with UM Medical, we work with UPM Medical, we even work with China, we work with Jian University, Nanjing University, all their medical faculties. As far as I know, problem statement must be cited. Okay, must be cited. Forgot to mention bracket for all as clarity. Yeah, we will explore that later. Don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about that. So all the special characters I don't use this time because I don't want to confuse all of them. Okay. So okay, like what Gufran said, very, very true, what he said, but I don't want to apply it now. How complex can it be? Okay, how complex can it be? This search string, it can be as complex as this. Okay, this is a paper that we consulted for one of the papers that we did for +1. That is how far we built the search string, how dynamic and how intense it was. Okay, so this is all the bracket that Gulfran mentioned, bracket, star, quotation mark, and all these things. Okay, all these things. This is as complex as it can get. Okay, so now from this, what happens if I use this in Google Scholar? Okay, let's see. All right, let's see what are the results that we get. Okay, so this is Web of Science. Let's go to Google Scholar first. Okay, let's say I go to Google Scholar and then I type organizational impact, Gen Y millennials. Sorry. Gen Y millennials. So I don't use any Boolean. I don't use any bracket. I don't use any special characters. I don't use anything else. Okay. I just focus on this. Okay. I get 14,000 papers. Okay. 14,000 papers. How many of you here actually uses or build a search string without any Boolean operators, special characters, asterisk, quotation mark, brackets, none of it. You just type out the keywords only like this. How many of you do this here or does this here? It's not wrong, huh? It's not wrong. Okay, it's not wrong. I just want to know. Okay, all right. So let me ask you a question. Can you read 14,000 papers? Will it be possible? Okay, obviously no, again. So what happens when there are 14,000 papers? Okay, the problem now is most of your, or might be most of your papers or the papers that you want are not sitting in the first tab. There's some of them probably in the first tab, probably in the first tab, this tab here. Okay, some of them might be in tab number 10. Some of them might be in tab number 1000. Some of them might be in tab number 10,000. So What happens then? Then the statement will come out. I cannot find the necessary literature. No matter what I do search, I cannot find it. It's not that it's not there. Okay, it is not the case that the literature is not there. It is there. It's just how we are searching for it. So end up, we find the wrong papers, or we don't find the right, not we find the wrong papers, we don't find the right papers. It is hidden somewhere along this huge database. So what you must do, you can start using special characters. Okay, organizational impact you define as one word. And one important thing you have to understand, by default, this space, this search bar, right? By default, it is already N function, N, A-N-D-N. So you don't need to type out N function in Google Scholar. It doesn't really make a difference from what I experimented. But or and not, you need to type out. But N function, it is predominantly N function already, background itself. Okay. But quotation mark you need to do, because otherwise you'll search papers separately on organizational and separately on Gen Y. Okay. So then what we do, we don't need to put N, we just put O. Okay, we just put or you need to put so organizational impact and Gen Y or millennials. Okay, so you enter search. Now you get only 48 papers. Is it possible to read 648 papers? Yes and no. Some people can, some people cannot. But at least now you have a much smaller scale. So 648 papers from 14,000 papers. That is called efficiency. Okay, part of the reason that you guys take more time to do literature, you take more time to find the papers, because you're not searching right. Actually, this is not complete yet. Like what one of our students said earlier, put bracket and so on. If you put further, you'll get more better information. But I'm just showing you a basic aspect of it. Okay, how you can efficiently search on Google Scholar. Same thing, but I put quotation mark. I just use Boolean operator. Pop, I get what I want. Okay, and the numbers are much more realistic. Okay, so there is another way you can do this also. Let's say you don't know all these lah. You're like, I don't use all these lah. So who's going to remember all this? So you just go to this burger button here. Go to advanced search. Okay, you see advanced search here with all of the words. I never fill up because I wanted exact phrase. Exact phrase. You see, I put quotation mark. These two words came under exact phrase because it is quotation function. All right. Then next thing, with at least one of the words. This is the or function. Okay, or function with at least one of the words. So it's with at least Gen Y or with at least millennials along with this keyword. Okay, without the words, this is not, NOT. Okay, 3 booleans, and or not. 3 booleans you can use. And then you can also decide where my words occur. Anywhere in the article, in the title. Up to you. Okay. Any particular authors you're following, any particular journal you want to look for, any particular date, timeline that you are looking for literature. Okay. So these are the papers that you can get. And that is the advanced search. Now, let's say if I do N function here. Okay, let's say if I do N function here, does it change? It changed a bit, 640 because 639. I don't know why. Okay, but if I go back to advanced search here, N becomes with all of the words. So it doesn't function as a Boolean operator. It became part of the keyword. That's the problem. It became part of the keyword because this organically already an N function. So organizational impact and Gen Y, this is not working as a Boolean. It is actually working as a keyword. How do I know that? Because you don't see or appearing here. You see or? Can you see or here? No, because this is the or function. It works there. But N, there is no function here for N because it is already N. Let's say I put not. Let's say I change this to not. I never tried before. This is the first time I'm trying. Let's say I search not. Not also not working. So not supposed to be typed in some other way. Okay, but anyway, we will experiment that soon more. We will experiment more on that. But this is the not function in case we want to use not. Okay, let's say we say Gen Y. Okay, Gen X. Okay, how it comes. So Not function here, they use subtraction. Okay, subtraction. So that's how the not function works here. So they already remove all the papers related to, so 561. Everything that mentioned Gen X removed already now. Okay, so that is the not function. All right. So this is Google Scholar search. And then you have all the filters at the side, like time range, sort how you want to sort it, any type of articles, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, from there, let's go to Web of Science. Okay. Any questions so far on Google Scholar? Okay. All right. I think it's pretty clear for all of you. Now, let's go to Web of Science. Okay. Why we use Google Scholar and then we also use Web of Science? Actually, if you ask me, I'll use Google Scholar, I'll use Web of Science, I'll use Scopus also. Okay. But Scopus, I have no time to show. So Scopus, if you want to learn how to use Scopus search function, very simple. Go to my link I've given earlier. Click free video classes. This one, hey. This one, free video classes. Hey. Oh, sorry. Came here. Okay. So then you scroll down. You can look for should be there you go. Literature review with Scopus here. Okay, this is literature Web of Science, more comprehensive lah. If you think today's class is not enough, go and watch this. This one will teach you more precisely on all the filtration, and this one is for Scopus. All right. So I always use Web of Science because Web of Science gives me the best of the best journals. Okay, you can tell me, oh, MDPI also was in Web of Science, but yes, who can? End of the day, everything is dealing by humans, right? So humans are not 100% clean. Okay, so we cannot expect everything to be godlike. No way. Okay, but at least this is they have very stringent requirements. Web of Science, very, very stringent. Okay, so from here, let's try to search organizational impact at row. So we do n function. N function here we do Gen Y, and then we add, we put O, we do millennials. Okay, now we search. So from here we get 2,916 results. All right, how to reduce this? Because Google Scholar only gives 600 plus, so you definitely can filter this further. So you go down further, you look at all the filtration, but I'll show you only two lah. Okay, only two. First, we choose document types. So from document types, we take article and review articles. We don't want all this. All these, like, doesn't really matter. Proceeding paper and so on. I only want empirical article, review article. So I refine. I get 2306, 600 reduction already. Selected bibliodata from Google Scholar. Is it possible? Bibliodata, I think you can download normally. Okay, what I do lah, I've never tested that before, but I think you can look at this site. So you can look at site, and then it will give you all the information that you want. Okay, so this is a citation style of bibliodata. But if you want proper bibliodata, you should go to the website itself. Oh no, this one is in PDF. You go to the journal website itself, like say Taylor and Francis. From here, you can download, long time I never do this, citations. This is their citation, sorry. This is a citation. So this is a citation. Normally, they will also allow download in the software mode. These are the references, download citation. There is another way to download citation, which I don't know how. I forgot, long time I never do this. References, this is supposed to be that citations. No, these are all the future citations, not this. Full article, figures, data, reprints, matrix. I don't think I can find it here because I normally use IEEE. Download citations. Download citations will only yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, there you go. I thought download citations will be download citations of the citation in that paper. So here you can choose what software you want. Okay, I mean altogether bibliometric analysis or SLR. Oh no, Google Scholar don't have that. Google Scholar, as far as I know, don't have that. For Web of Science we have, Scopus so we have, but I think for Google Scholar, I don't think there is such feature. I don't know. I've never used before, but I don't think so. Because normally when I do systematic review, I normally use Web of Science and Scopus. That is the sole reason that I don't use Google Scholar. Okay, I don't use Google Scholar. You're right, Nurudiana. Because I cannot get that data, the analytics. The part you're talking about is analytics. Analytics I cannot get from Google Scholar. So I normally use Scopus, Web of Science. For medical, you can use PubMed. For economics, business management, you can use Web of Science, Scopus, and ABDC also if you want to. Okay. So coming back to this. First filtration done, we reduce about 600. Then we go down further, Web of Science categories. Okay. So Web of Science categories is another filter I normally use. So I click see all. So I just want topics related, this particular segment related to business management, economics, sociology. I want to look at multidisciplinary also. Probably I'll include business finance, definitely. Social issues. So these are all too technical for me. These are all too technical. So I just filter according to certain topics and then I refine. So now I get 946 results, more or less already there. Okay, but you don't need to filter down and down and down further because Web of Science database can be different. Not can be, it is different. So you might have more papers. Okay, so you scroll down further. So there are other filters here that you can use. You can explore at your own leisure. Maybe you don't want certain indexing, you can choose what indexing you want, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the Web of Science filtration function. Now, the question that Azizur asked, which is a very good question, when you go analyze results, okay, you can get a lot of analytics information. So example, authors. These are all the main authors that you have. This is very important. Very important in the sense that you must know who are the main authors, contributors in your field. Why? Because once you know who's your main contributors, you can do RSS feed on them. Okay, RSS feed. What is RSS feed? Go and read Google Scholar RSS feed. You go read about this. Why? Because when these guys are your sort of your competitors now. If these guys publishes a new journal, you will be notified automatically. So you don't need to worry about when this guy going to publish the next paper, when the next paper going to talk about something that is similar I am doing. You know, if you have all that issues in your mind, then you do this. Okay. So same thing. If you want to look at specific journals, research areas, publication years, publication titles. Okay. But these are all the journal names. Okay. If you want RSS feed, these journals also can. All right. And the rest of the analytics are all here. Publication titles. Then you have Web of Science categories, you know. So these are all the categories you can look at. So depending on what data you want, you can get it from analytics for systematic review, scoping review, Cochrane review, bibliography review, you know, for all of this. Narrative review, you don't need this data because narrative review, you don't really give all this information. All right. So that is clear. Google Scholar done. Web of Science done. So I already taught you how to do scoping, systematic review. I mean the search. In the next class, we'll go more into details. Okay. And all the filtration that you can do and also analytics all covered. I also shown you how to build search string, not as complicated as this. This one you must take time to build. Okay, then Google Scholar also done. Okay, now coming to ChatGPT versus Turnitin. I believe most of you know this issue already. So this is a real issue from a student in the UK. This student was from Oman. He got a full scholarship to start his PhD in any Russell Group universities in the UK. So the US, in the US, they call it Ivy League. In the UK, they call it Russell Group. Okay, Russell Group is basically Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial, King's College, Warwick, Newcastle, you know, all these kind of universities. So these are all Russell Group universities. So this guy went and used ChatGPT. This was very early stage. He used ChatGPT to write the proposal when a lot of people don't know the information coming from ChatGPT, whether legit or not, where's the sources? They don't know. Okay. So this guy wrote and he submitted to 12 universities, all 12 rejected. All 12 directly rejected. Okay. Some of the reason was this guy used ChatGPT and Quillbot. He's very good. This guy is good. He knows what tools to use even before he starts PhD. So he used Quillbot for paraphrasing and so on, but still he cannot overcome inaccurate facts. Okay, inaccurate facts. So this is what, so to test that, I did my own writing. Okay, I did my own writing and then Just I generated my own content from Turnitin. No, sorry, Turnitin pula. I generated my own content from GPT, ChatGPT. This is one of the video I did on my TikTok. So Selena, what is your opinion on the past paper more than 10 years back? Is it best source to cite writing the thesis? If you want to build a proper bibliography, you want to build a proper hierarchy of literature, hierarchy of history, then yes. If you're doing systematic review per se, then some people do 10 years, some people do 20 years. The last paper I did was 20 years. Okay, we did up to 20 years. So it's totally context and requirement dependent. Okay, so we generated this content from ChatGPT, and then we uploaded into Turnitin. Okay, Turnitin released, I think most of you now know already lah. Turnitin released their AI function in April 2023. Back in April 2023, it was not very stable, a lot of false positive. But now they're improving very well. Okay, they're improving really well because I'm doing experiment almost every day to see whether it's really working or not, whether really false positive or not. Because we work on a lot of documents. Okay, we work on a lot of documents, and we don't want to be false positive also because we don't use ChatGPT to write. Happened before even to us. So I check very carefully, like experiment every day. But now I think it's quite well developed, if you ask me. Okay, so this one developed by ChatGPT, scanned only 3% on World Wide Web, turn it in, but AI shown 100%. So clear, that part is clear. Okay, now some of them on my TikTok post, they told me, you know what, we can use Quillbot to overcome this, no problem. Okay, Quillbot can do it like that. So I say, okay, fine, let's test it also. So we tested it. After using Quillbot, ChatGPT, AI, 89%. Okay. For thesis, UM has restriction to limit citation not more than 5 years back. It depends, Azizul. Depends on faculty, depends on the requirement. 5 years restriction is across Malaysia, not only UM. But in certain contexts, when you do systematic review, you cannot just do 5 years. Okay, systematic review, you have to go more. We are doing a lot of systematic review for UM. We are consulting on a lot of projects for UM. Sometimes they even ask us to go back as far as 20 years. Okay. So when it comes to ChatGPT, we paraphrase the whole content 3 times in Quillbot. Okay, 3 times. First time, 94%. Okay. Second time, this was second time, 89%. This is the lowest I can get. Third time, 92%. Okay. If I push to level 3, I paraphrase also, cannot get much. This is level 5. Sorry, when I push to level 5 Quillbot, I use premium. I have premium account. Level 5, still cannot go down that much. So I keep repeating. Level 2, level 3 also same. This was level 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Level 2 or level 3, I think. So why this happened? Because as far as I heard from Turnitin, Jack is the director for Southeast Asia. He's based in Australia, Melbourne. I spoke to him. They said last time when there was no ChatGPT, when there was no Google Bard and all this AI software, Turnitin was not bothered about Google Quillbot. They were not bothered. But once this writing AI came out, then they also bundled up the whole detection for AI, including Quillbot, including all other AI software. They are bundling up everything. This is what I heard. I don't know how true is it, but I experimented and seems like it didn't work. Okay, with Quillbot, when you couple up together, it didn't work. Okay, so this is my finding so far. You can also test it. Please don't rely on by your student ID. I think AI function only can be seen by academician. I think so. Okay, I think so. They don't really leave it to students yet. Okay, I think only academician can view. All right. Anas, what are your thoughts to use ChatGPT just to paraphrase? Cannot. The moment you put into that, you paraphrase, you come out, your Turnitin or AI already gone up already. You watch this video. This one. I already done all the experiment already. This was here. There. Proofreading, paraphrasing with ChatGPT, Turnitin issue. So I paraphrased. Let me see if it's coming on the video. Okay. So we used a fresh document. Okay, this is a fresh document. Let me. Okay, so I tested original human written file. So the outcome was, so that's the paper. Outcome was 29%. Yeah, kata nampak AI pula. Yeah, nampak 29%. AI 0%. This is human return, human return. To confirm that lah. Okay, human return 0%. Then we put it into ChatGPT to proofread, paraphrase everything lah. Okay. So I asked the flag, can you be proofreader and proofread and paraphrase and so on? And the flag proofread and paraphrase for me. I took everything. Okay, then I copied this whole thing. Now I brought it to 13 again. So this is after proofread paraphrase version. Okay, so I upload now. Scan. Okay, this is the best part now. 71%. Finish ready. Done deal. Okay. Okay, I'll come to your questions also soon. So proofreading, paraphrasing with ChatGPT or any other AI software, I think so far Grammarly got no problem lah. I believe so. Okay, but already clear that it's 71% lah. So 0% became 71%. Okay, so that is the issue with this one. Then you can also another video that I did. This one I would like to reveal. ChatGPT as research assistant. So some people tell me, can I use ChatGPT to find me references, find me literature, find me content, and so on? Can I or not? Can I just use that? I don't want to go and find. I am okay. You can use, but please be sure that the content is actually real or not. That's the main point. So example, you must with the right prompt, you must use the right prompt. You can do what I'm doing. So example, where do I put? Okay, so I shown here. Okay, so I went and typed out, write introduction for my PhD thesis, topic of English as a second language in Malaysia and its impact on Bahasa Melayu with all the sources. Okay, all the sources. Okay, so Kurat, in the video that we just showed, plagiarism also, yeah. So, oh yeah, I forgot to share that. So, just now the video I shown, okay, I'll go back to the video now. Wait for it. Let me just finish this. So, I asked them with all the sources also. Just write introduction for me, chapter 1, write introduction for me with all the sources. So, okay, the right lah. The give me with all the sources, you can see, with all the sources. So, the right for me lah. Pop, you write. Okay, and then you can see here, the flag give me all the source, you see? Source 1, what is the reference? Source 2, what is the reference? Source 3, what is the reference? Okay, the flag give to up to that level. Then now, we search. I search on Google Scholar. That's the first reference. Okay, I search on Google Scholar. Don't have. Okay, don't have. Don't have references. The reference is not there. Okay. I thought maybe Google Scholar got problem now. So we search in general Google. Okay, general Google. So I said general Google, also don't have. It's not that it's there, but different author names and so on. This one literally don't have. Okay. Then I use search for second reference. This is the second one. Also don't have. Not there. Okay. So this is the problem with the content itself. All right. Now, next question we have from Kurat Ul Ain Babar. She said, but I don't know he or she lah. Okay, sorry. I think it's she. But in the video that you just shown, plagiarism also went up 31% from 29%. Yes, she's right. Okay, from here you can see the video again. Let me just show. Okay, the original is 29%. This is the World Wide Web, turn it in. Okay, World Wide Web. World Wide Web means all the internet sources lah, all the internet sources. Keep that in mind, all the internet sources. Then I shown again, AI 0%. Okay, then after I do paraphrasing, proofreading, see, 29 became 31. So even that 13 also went up. Okay, 29 became 31. And AI, done, finish, killed it. Okay. So, yeah, so that is the actual scenario. Okay, now let me come to your Q&A. Many Q&A here. Doctor, what are your thoughts to use ChatGPT paraphrase? Okay, Anas, I already explained to you. You already know what is going to be the outcome. In a student ID, we do not find AI option. Of course, you won't find. Hossein, is there any minimum year limits for literature review? I mean, how later should be any material? As new as you can, if you can find. As new as you can. Okay. Lee Kwai, I submitted a PhD, didn't use AI. Of course, if you never use AI, you write everything on your own. Of course, 7%. That's amazing, impressive. Good job. Rashid, may I get your opinion for PhD candidate UM tied with scholarship? Should I pursue publish an article or publishing a book? Of course, journal. Book you can do later. Forget about book. Book is like, we all think book is very great, but in the eye of research academia, book is like one of the lowest grade. Not lowest grade like lowest grade, but journal is more respectable than only books. And you don't do books first, because once you already publish book, you cannot reverse and publish journal after that. So publish journal first, then you convert the journals into books. Okay. But in the video, okay, Kurat, I already answered already. Rashid said both can, Rashid, both can, I publish book. Okay. Okay, so Afif, does percentage AI has threshold level in order to be rejected? As far as I know, most of the universities are setting Turnitin AI at 20% also. Okay, because less than 20%, it is considered false positive. Hossein, dear doctor, is there any minimum year of limits for literature review? I mean, how latest? I already answered that. Azizur, for thesis, UM has restriction to limit citation not more than 5 years. I already answered that also. Okay. All answered. All right. So that is the primary issue now. Okay. And the context I already shown you myself, and not only me. You can, in case you guys are wondering whether it's your eyes or my fingers are green, my fingers are green. It's my daughter. Okay, not me. So this is the original color and this is green color. Okay. So here you can see research paper writing using ChatGPT, OpenAI. This is writing using ChatGPT. Paper writing. So you can go even watch on YouTube. I got very excited at the beginning when I see all this. Okay. But as I read through, that's actually, this is where I actually found out a couple of months back, ChatGPT doesn't give legit sources, legit information. All right. So you can see here, totally wrong reference provided. When you search the paper title in Google Scholar, it doesn't show any paper. Okay, and same goes to the next one also. So you can find a lot of comments like this. People who already know, people who don't know, they still use lah. Okay. If I not Shari, in order for submission to generate AI writing report and percentage, the submission needs to meet the following. File size must be file. Yeah, that's right. So what Shari says is very right. If you submit in short portion, like half a page, in half a page, not only size, file size, yeah, 300 first, 300 words. So half a page, let's say you upload and test, 30 AI won't work. Okay, won't work. All right. Okay, so what is the main scenario here? We all love AI. I love AI. Okay, I don't mind. Okay, so some of the AI software that I would recommend openly, I would recommend you can look at LeadMap. LeadMap is good. Okay, it really gives you a network of literature papers that you can actually use. Okay, apart from LeadMap, I also like Site AI. Okay, but the problem with Site AI is, Site AI, you cannot get access to all the journals. I mean, Site AI is not connected to Elsevier. I don't think it's connected to IEEE. I don't think it's connected to main medical journals, and so on and so forth. So when that happens, okay, that means you don't have access to most of the major journals, which kind of defeats the purpose. Not only Site AI, many other software. So because Elsevier all won't give out their access that easily. They won't. Okay, I don't even need to talk about ChatGPT. You guys know already. I have already shown the proof to you guys. So these are the two software that I really don't mind. Okay, because I think they are trustable. But apart from this, for my experiments, I don't really recommend any. If you guys find something to be useful, then you can continue using it. But this is my point of view, lah. Okay. Why AI must be very careful? Because we are bound by facts. We are not writing Wikipedia. We are not writing newspaper. Even newspaper must be facts-based. We are writing research papers. Facts is all we live by. Precise information, ethics, problem solving, improving the world based on facts and actual research care. So take extra care. You have a responsibility you need to fulfill. Okay, you're not bachelor degree or diploma students. Okay, so, and also one other thing I would like to also highlight when it comes to Quillbot, by all means use Grammarly, because Grammarly, I don't think it changes context. I've tested, as a matter of fact, we also use Grammarly. We use Grammarly at the final stage after proofreading. After proofreading, you have so many stages. At the final stage, you use Grammarly for two purposes. We find out punctuations. Okay, let's say if you miss out any comma, any full stop, any semicolon, Grammarly is sort of not bad. I would say the success rate is about 80 to 90% in terms of putting the right punctuation. Second reason we use Grammarly, articles, the, and. For these three articles, we like Grammarly because sometimes you forget the, sometimes you forget and so on, or sometimes we don't even realize that we need to put the there. So that is good. But apart from that, Grammarly at surface level, it's okay lah. But if you want really superb English, it won't be sufficient. Okay. So, but Quillbot is a very, very, very poor software. I can declare that openly. I have no problem. This one student failed her PhD Viva. I've been sharing this very openly. Okay. That's why I only took one paragraph so that people cannot find out it's who. It's a finance PhD. If I'm not mistaken, from UPM, I think from UPM. Okay, yeah, if I remember correctly. Okay, so this is the output after Quillbot. In the last decade, globalization has grown strongly. Describe the role of finance and trade. Okay, the grammar hancho, but never mind. Okay, never mind. In the most area-seeking FDI. Okay, I have no idea what they're talking about. In the most area-seeking FDI. To create a new living space. Suddenly from a finance thesis, FDI means foreign direct investment. Suddenly from a finance thesis, now they're talking about IKEA. How to do a research for IKEA. Create new living space. All right. As a source of economic performance to bright global future. I have no idea. Okay. Therefore, investment in technological advances has a disequalizing impact. For the first time in my entire life, I think I've been consulting for more than 10 years now. I've never seen the usage of this word. This is the first time. I don't even know what it means. Okay. Then if you see down here, it's consistent with the view that new technology in both advanced and developing economies increases the premium on skills and automates relatively low skill inputs. I have no idea. So if you use Quillbot, if you never read properly, if your English is at the very basic level, you're still learning, you won't even realize. That's why the student never realizes it's out of context, because for it sounds okay. Okay, that is your mastery in the language. If you're not mastered the language, please don't use this kind of software. Okay, and it only gets worse as you go deeper and deeper and deeper. All right. So Lee, should I publish my literature chapter before the book? Yes, you should always publish your journals first. After you finish the journals, then only at the end you should publish a book. Okay, always. Everything else, I don't trust anything, WordTune, Paperpal, Quillbot, because I have tested all of them. I don't find them good enough. Not because we're doing proofreading, paraphrasing. If it's good, we say it's good. Grammarly is good. I say it's good. Site AI is good. I say it's good. Okay. If it is not good, I don't know. Okay. I cannot say whether it's, I mean, if it is not strong enough, then it is not strong enough. As far as I know, WordTune, InstaText, all these are very new software. Grammarly, the investment into the company is huge. So they build very good algorithm, very good artificial intelligence. So it's okay. But anything else, I would think twice. Okay, I would think twice. All right, so classes to catch up before next segment. Elements to graduate before time, 11 key tips, conceptual framework design, research design for chapter 3, and literature with Scopus, literature web of science, which you can find in my playlist. Okay. Yes, Diana, many people have done that. Okay, many people have done that. Proceeding you can do. Okay, proceeding you can do. If your basic English, if you ask me how I would define, if your basic IELTS English, IELTS level, we call it IELTS grading. If individual category, you are 8. Okay, individual category, you are 8. That means you're almost native speaking already. Yeah, individual category, you are 8. Then even Web of Science Q1 paper also Grammarly you can use. But if your individual category is lower than 7.57, it won't be enough. It never be enough. Okay, all right. Okay, this is a literature development workflow. Okay, this diagram to show you what templates I have and when to use them. Okay, so if you're in chapter 1, there are templates related to background and problem statement. If you're in chapter 2, there are templates related to literature review summary la, theoretical framework la, critical literature review la, and so on and so forth. Then we also have template for chapter 3 methodology, pilot study. Okay. Then we have template for discussion, chapter 5. There are some templates on that, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there are. And so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the whole template basis lah. Okay, that you can download from Telegram group. Okay, next one. Where do you do literature review? This is my 12 steps consulting framework. Okay, this is what I use to guide all the students and also supervisors when they want to publish papers. Okay, so this one you can use for master's research and also PhD research. Only research, coursework based cannot. Okay, so from here, where do you do literature review? Okay, what is that, Nitya? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So 12 steps consulting framework. So where do you do literature review? You do literature review step 1, 10 pages proposal. After that, you must do literature review in step 2. Okay, full proposal. Then you must do literature review in step 4, proposal defense. Definitely you need to do. Or candidate defense. Like you guys got 2 stages again. When you extract journals, you need to do literature review. When you finish your defense, candidate defense or proposal defense, when you address the comments, you need to do your literature review, definitely. When you do analysis, chapters 4 and 5, all you must do literature review. Chapter 1 to 5 alignment also you must do, definitely. And then when you produce 2 more journals, empirical journals, meta-analysis, and so on. And finally, Viva slides, and when you do your correction for Viva. Okay, so these are all the spaces. Okay, what is this diagram actually? This is a diagram that I created to preserve or to explore the journey of a PhD and master's, so that both supervisors and students will understand what they need to do at every stages. This was created back in 2020 during MCO, and this diagram was also implemented in several universities. I train supervisors for their PhD supervision, and upcoming few more universities I'll be training as well. Okay, so under PhD proposal stage, you have 10 pages proposal development here, and then you have chapters 1 to 3, 50 to 80 pages. When students come to me, when they say, I have problem with PhD proposal, I need help, can you please coach? I will always ask them to start with 10 pages proposal. Why? Although they sometimes insist they want chapter 1 to 3, they don't want 10 pages proposal. I will push them to do 10 pages because we want to see what kind of person the supervisor is. What is their idea? We have to pick their brain. Okay, then only you will know who you are engaged with. Your supervisor decides everything. You cannot escape from that. Keep that in your mind. Okay, doesn't matter you're from which gen. You're Gen X ka, Gen Y ka, Gen Z ka, whichever Gen XYZ ka, doesn't matter. When it comes to PhD, supervisor is your boss. You can never change that. Okay, so you must be able to present your whole idea in 10 pages. Okay. Lee Kwai Kiak, sorry to hear that. Okay, sorry, very controversial, but yeah, sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. So after 10 pages proposal, once your supervisor approves, okay, once supervisor approves, then only you write full proposal chapters 1 to 3. Okay, about 50 to 80 pages. Why? Why can't I go straight to this? If you go straight to this, and let's say if your supervisor don't agree with your idea, don't agree with your solution, then you have to scrap the whole thing. Why you want to do that? That's why when we coach step by step, when we bring students step by step, we always want to know what the supervisor wants. Then you will have less problem here. There will be revisions. There will be changes. Okay, if supervisors don't give you correction, they will fall sick. They have to. Okay, so that's what we do here. So make sure that we get concrete approval, then we go here. Oh my God. Okay, all right. Okay, after you finish chapters 1 to 3, I strongly recommend you to perform proofreading. Very, very important, because if you want to do proposal defense, okay, you don't want to go to them with a very, very, very weak language-based proposal. Is Grammarly enough for that? Depends on how you write. When I say proofreading, editing, structuring, paraphrasing, all that, we realign the entire content. We make sure the story flows very well so that your examiners can understand what you're trying to present. And whoever does proofreading, paraphrasing, structuring, and so on, my experience, I see them, they coming out of here 80 to 85, maybe 86%, all of them are minor correction. They don't really get major, because it's easy for the people sitting here understand what you're trying to say. They understand your storyline. It is a story, yeah? Your proposal is a story. It's not a report. It's not a lab report. It is a story that you're presenting, a case study. So the language is very important in presenting that, because remember, you are only explaining later. They are reading your proposal before you present already. I mean, before you come for the defense. Okay. So, and we always provide language warranty and certificate. Our language warranty is lifetime. Huh? So if there's any language problem, we will solve it for you. Okay. For free. Okay. Then you got proposal defense, mock defense lah, proposal defense or candidate defense, mock defense, and PowerPoint development. And then we all of these steps we will do, but this step we won't do lah. So we won't come. I mean, not we will do. We will coach you, but this one we won't come and do it for you. This one you need to do it yourself. Okay, I cannot personally come for this. All right. All right. So while doing all this, we also start at very early stage, encouraging to publish papers, because publishing takes time. There is no rushed publication. Okay, you know what happened to MDPI, right? Okay, although they were legit, So if you see journals that accepts very fast, review very fast, publish very fast, stay away. Stay away. Okay, so it takes time, at least minimum 6 months, if you ask me. If lesser than that, then that's good. But minimum 6 months. We have clients who we cannot still publish after 1.5 years because of the scarcity of the topic. Some 3 months published already, some 8 months, some, I think this week itself we had about, now it's only Tuesday, we already have about 4 to 5 acceptance ready, this week only. Okay. All right. So here we can extract conceptual and systematic review. All right. Then you train for your, this one you extract from chapters 1 to 3. So by the time you finish proposal defense and so on, this one already under review. And by the time you get towards the end of your PhD thesis, your publication is already published, already out. Okay. Then, so you don't need to wait until publication requirement. Like I think you need 2 Web of Science. So it takes time to publish, right? So once you finish here, finish your proposal defense, you'll get corrections coming out of here. So these corrections, whether minor or major, we can also coach for you to address all the comments. After that, data collections. Okay, we normally work on SPSS, Smart PLS, Amos, Stata, eViews, MATLAB, NVivo, Atlas TI, and so on. And then after chapters 4 and 5, we need to integrate, okay, chapters 1 to 5, step 9. Okay, we take step 6, the corrected chapters 1 to 3, chapter 4 and 5, we combine them and we integrate them into chapters 1 to 5. Why so? That is how you integrate them lah. But is it just copy and paste just like that? No, it is not. Okay, you need to do a lot of reference update in literature review chapter. You need to expand the chapter. You need to expand chapter 1. You need to update problem statement and so on and so forth. The integration will take time. Okay, that is step number 9. And then once you finish the integration, then you can extract 2 more journals if you want to write more. You can write an empirical paper, you can write a meta-analysis and so on. After you write all this, then you can do what Lee Kwai Kiang is doing. After you finish extracting, you already milk your thesis ready, all the papers out ready, already out there publishing ready. Then you start writing a book. Then you convert a book. Now we are converting a book. I think we are converting a book in a small, medium enterprise area, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 1 book we are converting now. So you wait until the end, milk out everything. Then only you publish book. Because if you never milk out the journal, you already publish the thesis already, sorry, the book already, then you cannot reverse back and publish journal anymore because it's already published material. All right, keep that in mind. So here you can extract 2 more and then you do your, okay, this proofreading is very, very important. extremely, extremely, extremely important, because this, after this, is going to external examiner. You don't want to give a non-story centric, non-structured thesis, although grammar is okay, to an external examiner. If you cannot understand, it's going to come back with a very big machine gun. Okay. So here again, language warranty certificate. And then we also coach for Viva preparation. After your Viva here, this one is one of our fundamentally most strongest service lah. After Viva correction, after Viva, how we coach them for corrections. Because by this time, student got no more energy ready. Okay. So keep that in mind lah. All right. So Lee Kwai Kiang, congratulations. Very good job. Okay, very good job. Sheena, any suggestion, numbers of authors for publishing papers? That depends on the number of authors you are working with you. So if you, your supervisors, your secondary supervisor, only 3 of you. If you got you, your supervisor, secondary supervisor, third supervisor, fourth supervisor, sixth supervisors, 7, 8, 9, 10, then you have to add all of them lah, depending on the type of group you're working with. Okay. If you have any collaborator externally you want to put in, then you put in lah. Okay. We have written papers. The biggest paper we have done lah. Okay. Sorry. I'll show you. Okay. The biggest paper I've done with my group in the UK during my postdoctoral in Birmingham was the highest. This is the paper. Okay. It's a conference paper, but one of the most strongest conference paper in the history of my conference papers lah. Okay. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 authors. This one paper, the experiment that we did was almost 2.3 million pounds. Okay, the equipment that we used for this one experiment. It was a room filled with equipments. We needed many groups to work together lah. That's why we had 14 authors. Okay. What is the purpose of postdoctoral for publication? No, postdoctoral is something that you do between you becoming an academician and your PhD. In Malaysia, postdoctoral not so famous, but in the UK, US, all, after they finish PhD, confirm they'll do postdoctoral first before they become a senior lecturer. Okay, it is a normal thing for them. Or they'll be forever, they'll become senior research fellow. They'll just do research. They don't like teaching. Okay, so in Malaysia, the trend is a bit different. But in US, UK, and Australia, New Zealand, that's how they work. They'll do postdoc. Okay. All right. So that's how we do. That's how I do my things. Okay. So how do I do it? These are the 4 modes that I focus on. Content commenting and online coaching. This one is for people who already written their thesis. Okay. Proposal done or paper done, but they need one more review. They need one more input. Then this would be the best. In the case where you are at the very early stage, you are stuck. Okay. You are stuck. You don't know how to move forward. Proposal, don't know how to move forward. Publication, you don't know how to extract. Examiner response, you don't know how to respond. Reviewer respond for publication, you don't know how to do. Many things lah that you are stuck. These 2 would be the best. Our comprehensive consultancy, accelerated thesis consultancy, or publication or proposal, all of it. Or direct content editing for special cases. Okay, these are the 4 modes that we look into lah. Okay. So, Nitya, how much duration? Can be as long as you want. I did only 1 year. I got bored of it already. I wanted to go back to industry. So, I finished PhD in 2 years and 11 months, but I never wait until I finish. I finished my Viva. I finished my corrections in 2 years and 6 months. 2 years and 7 months, I already started my 2 years and 7 or 2 years and 8 months. I already off to Birmingham already. From Newcastle, I moved to Birmingham. I started my postdoc. Okay, this is a bit of life story lah. Then after my during my postdoc only, I came back for my graduation. Okay, so before I actually got my first job before my Viva in Canada, Memorial University in St. John's City. Okay, St. John's town in Newfoundland, Labrador. It's a county at the northeast of Canada. But I didn't want to go too cold, so I waited lah until I got Birmingham. I moved to Birmingham lah. Okay, so Pritika, do you mind sharing prices? Okay, I think that one we better take offline because that one is a huge discussion. So for Pritika, if you want to discuss further, you can WhatsApp me. That's my WhatsApp link. Okay, okay, all right. So now coming back to this. This is a very, very important diagram. So literature review workflow using reference manager
Bukan
and
road 10 lah, harusnya minggu.
okay. Can you guys help me mute, please? Lee Xiao. Okay, thank you. So, first thing you need to do in your research, first thing, research objectives or questions. Okay, that is the first thing you need to do before you start literature review lah. How do you do that? PICO method is a very good method you can use. Okay, so these are the definition of PICO lah. You can go through later if you want to. Okay, then I'll share the slides. Don't worry, I'll share the slides. Okay, so under PICO method, this is a very good example. As consumers, we know that oil prices are volatile and affect almost everything we buy. This is the problem, okay, because volatility will affect the price that we buy, oil volatility. Then this is the comparative metric. Regulations are used to create some measure of stability. Okay. Then next thing we have intervention or interrupter. Speculators try to minimize risk and optimize profits by betting on the direction of future prices with options and futures. That is interrupter. Then you have outcomes. Both speculators and regulators may lead to outcomes that will influence oil prices. So at the end, how can you design your research question? We follow PICO. In rising oil prices, P, how do speculators, these guys, interrupters lah, okay, I, compared to regulators, this is the comparative matrix, C, influence oil prices, O, outcome. All right. Is this the right way to do research question? PICO is known worldwide. There are two methods, PICO and Spider. I normally look at PICO lah. Okay. So next thing, search for articles. This one I already taught in this class and the last class, so I'm not going to go through this again. How about organizing articles that you download for literature review? So I normally use EndNote. You can use EndNote, Mendeley, Zotero. These three software, highly recommended. So it's totally up to you what you want to use. How did I sort it into folders and how did I organize articles in, I now use Mendeley, I use EndNote. And how did I sort the articles during my PhD? These were my main research areas. These are all the papers I folded up, organized. And from there, every main topic will have its own subtopics. So I also create their subtopics. Okay. So that is how I organize them lah. Now they have many ways to do things, but this is what I did 10, 12 years ago. Old school style. Okay. Then every articles that I write, okay, every articles that I write, I create its own EndNote library. Okay, its own EndNote library. Can you guys please mute the new joiner? I create its own library. Then once I start writing my thesis, I combine all the libraries into one library called thesis. So all the duplicated duplicated sources will be removed lah. So everything is only one library now. Okay. After that, obviously read and make notes. How do you read and make notes? This portion of it I'll teach in the second part. Now, how do you read and make notes? Very simple. Use my template. Okay. This is the critical literature review template that I propose you guys to use. So here you have 6 categories. How to understand your paper, how to familiarize with your paper, how to perform critical analysis, how to apply your thought process, how do you intend to do it, and how do you structure. So this is all the templates. Okay. So you can go through later, you can download from my Telegram group if you want to. Then from there, how do I structure my entire literature review now? So that's what we're going to look at the next part. So for those who are still using paraphrasing software online, all this AI detection, all you guys know already. So although we are doing paraphrasing as one of our core services, I still teach for free. In case if you want to do it on your own, you can go and watch my class. All about paraphrasing, how you do it on your own. And then literature review, reading and summarizing. PhD after time with award-winning thesis. This was the award we won through Dr. Tun Irfan lah. We paraphrased and proofread his thesis last year, and his thesis was the best thesis in UTM last year. Okay, he's a senior lecturer at UITM Punchalam. Okay, so we did a podcast together. So he explained lah PhD after time with award-winning thesis. Okay, it's also in the playlist. Chapter 1 template class. New classes are coming up, and literature review databases. Okay. Literature chapter structure. Okay, let's go through this very quickly. This is Dr. Naeem. Okay, one of my former alumni also, same like Dr. Tun Irfan lah. But this guy is amazing. He completed PhD in 2 years and 7 months. Okay, he did in UMK with 17 publications, graduated before time. 11 or 12 of it were Web of Science. Okay, so go and watch the podcast. He shared his experience on how he completed in 2 years and 7 months with so many publications in Malaysia. Can Lee Kwai Kiang? Sure can, definitely. Please drop me a WhatsApp. We can definitely do it together. Why not? Okay. So next thing, he is willing to share his thesis sample. Okay. Conservative agriculture practices, adoption and impact on the sustainable farm performance for rice farmers in Pakistan. Excellent, Lee Kwai Kiang. Let's do that. Okay, let's talk about how things are in Singapore. That will be very, very interesting. Okay. So do WhatsApp me. Okay, do WhatsApp me. So, how many of you here would want a copy of his thesis as a sample? Okay, this structure is coming from his thesis lah. So, how many of you here wants a sample of his thesis? Okay, if you guys want, I will send it. So, let's see who wants. Okay, so more energy, more energy, more energy. Okay, very hard to get this kind of thesis. Normally they won't share. Universities won't share because they will publish a lot of papers, continue publishing. But Naeem already exploited everything lah. Okay, everything is already sucked out of the thesis already. And after that, Lee Kwai Kiang, after that, Naeem wrote the book. I think he wrote 2 books after he finished all the publications. Okay, so how did he structure his chapter 2? Okay. First, he spoke about conservative agriculture. That's the first thing he did. You can see he followed his title. The title guided his literature review. Then he spoke about adoption. So then he spoke about adoption. Then he spoke about the impact. Okay, this is the impact part. And after that, he placed all the theories between 2.3 and 2.5. Okay, here are all the theories. Then once the title is exploited, he jumped to all the limitations. Okay, all the limitations. Then only he proposed the solution, conceptual framework. All right. Then from there, here everything else, everything related to the proposed solution. That means whatever solution proposed here, everything is hypothesis lah, whatever lah, everything is here. Okay, so that's how. This is not the only way. So we have about 112 consultants working with us. We don't have everyone working the same style. Okay, everyone have their own style of literature review. So if you guys have something in your style that you want us to coach according to, you must give us a sample. Okay, like this is one of a good sample I can show you guys lah. Okay, so before the final segment, go through all these classes: writing review journal before proposal defense, how to design a question and instrument, thesis strategies for minor correction, completing PhD in 2 years and 7 months. I already shown that podcast. Systematic literature review. Okay. Now, final part. After literature chapter, strategizing for publications. Stay until the end because you won't know what notes you are receiving. Okay. Papers to write during PhD. Okay. So before you decide to write books or book chapter, what are the journals you can write? Journals are very important. Thesis. This is from your proposal, this is from your thesis. From your proposal, you can easily write concept paper, scoping review paper, SLR paper, individually. From your thesis, that means chapters 4 and 5, once you establish that, you can easily write empirical paper, SLR meta-analysis, and also scoping review paper. These are all the papers you can write. How? Next class, I'll explain. Okay, make sure you guys attend the next class lah. Okay, how far we have gone in terms of review paper? 16.799 impact factor. This is our highest lah from UTM. Rank number 1 out of 47, narrative review. We also did another narrative review. Q1 impact factor 16. Dr. Adila, Dr. Bernard. This one is UPM. This is conceptual paper, narrative review. Literally concept paper. Dr. Parvez is back in UTP now. Came back already. Q1 impact factor 10.8. Social science. Rank number 7. Conceptual review. And this is another one. Engineering. Engineering SLR concept paper. Q1 impact factor 7.1. Rank number 9. Systematic conceptual review. So these are some of the best examples I can show you on what can be done. All right. Rank means rank is beyond quartile, beyond impact factor. Ranking, like in quartile 1 journals, let's say there are 50 journals, what is the ranking of the journal? If you go really hardcore research, people will normally look at ranking, not only quartile, not only impact factor. Okay. Okay. How important is proofreading? Okay, for those who are using Grammarly, Instatext, whatever. Yes, the more, no, the ranking must be the lowest. That means rank number 1 is the best. Rank number 10 is okay. Rank number 20, that means you're further down the list. Okay. So why I say that if your IELTS is not very good, Grammarly alone won't be sufficient, because Grammarly cannot do this. Grammarly cannot go to this level. That's the limitation. I'm not against Grammarly. I like Grammarly. Grammarly is a fantastic software. I have to be honest, okay? But it cannot do, it cannot restructure your entire writing. It cannot build the story flow. All right, it cannot build. And of course, when we build the story flow, then we will give you all the comments that you need. Free comments. This is the surface level comments, not detailed comments. Okay. So that is what we do when it comes to our paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, and structuring. Okay. And for those in the universities that I go and teach as an invited speaker, yes, that's right, Lee Kwek Yang. Ultimate thesis package up to 30% off. Proofreading, translation, and formatting services, and we provide lifetime language warranty. Okay. All right. And for those who are stuck, who wants coaching, consulting, they want to move further in their life, not being stuck there. I will tell always one thing: in PhD, you not necessarily must have coach if you're already moving. But if you're stuck, you're stagnant, make sure try to get help. Don't waste your time. Time is your enemy in PhD. Okay. Can someone please mute Aitia? Okay, thank you. What to do if you're stuck? Okay. Professor from UM, okay, we are coaching her. Prof. Amir, he is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of City University. A lot of students, some of them are students also, very old students lah. And then China students, sometimes use translator. Systematic review, we are coaching. We are coaching all the diagram also. So what do we normally do? Publication, content editing, Scopus, and Web of Science. For students who are going through proposal, defense, and Viva, okay, they want to know how to respond to their examiner response. We also work on that. For students who are stuck with proposal, beginning of PhD proposal, all the way to defense, candidature, defense, so we consult. We also consult them for defense and Viva preparation. We coach them. Thesis to journal conversion is one of our primary services. And data analysis interpretation for chapter 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay. So today's class, you are going to get all these free notes. Okay. This is the book. This is the thesis I'm going to share with you, Dr. Naeem. Systematic review for thesis, Rose's protocol, systematic review, qualitative literature review, and also notes how to write a PhD proposal, step-by-step guide. Okay. And don't forget upcoming Facebook live classes. Make sure you go and register yourself to attend. These are all the live classes. You can come and join for free. Chapter 1, everything is chapter 1 related. And then don't forget about ZASS Print. Okay, so thank you again, ZASS Print, for inviting me. So they're an online printing service. These are all the things they can do. Open 24 hours, that's the best part. And they are across all these universities already. Okay, so with that, this is our location. Okay, we are based in Cyberjaya. Okay, the bottom shop now changed already lah. We are at the top here. This is still old review. I think now we already hit 1.7K reviews already. Okay, we already hit 1.7K reviews. So for any Facebook live classes that you guys want to learn, you guys want to learn more knowledge, learn more things. Okay, you want certain things, you are stuck, you want me to teach, but it is not part of my topic now. You can request. Okay, you can request. If also for the guys who think that you have learned a lot of things today, new that you never learned before, please go to this link, my Google review link. Click the link, hit 5-star. Don't give me less than 5-star. If you're going to give me less than 5-star, don't go. Okay, don't go. But this link, if you click 5-star, in the comment, please write down what other things you want to learn. Okay, what other things that you would like to learn. Okay, and with that, thank you very much for joining today. Yes, I will email to all of you. Once I get the email from Nurul, I will email to all of you. Don't worry. Okay, so don't forget, this is the link for you to go and review. Make sure you give 5-star. And most importantly, thank you, Lee Kwek Yang. Thank you very much. If 6 stars is there, then I would be more than happy. Okay. So, and write down in the comment what classes you want more. Okay. All right. So, Nurul, over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tawam. I wanted to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation. Your knowledge and expertise are impressive, and I feel like I learned so much from your speech.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm certain that the other attendees feel the same way. All right. Once again, thank you for your outstanding presentation. You are incredibly talented speaker, and we are looking forward to hear more from you in the next class in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our webinar. Before we wrap up, I would like also to thank our collaborator, Media Department, Faculty of Art and Social Sciences, especially the head of department, Dr. Salih Rahmat, for their generous support, without which this event would not have been possible. Finally, a big thank to all of you who have joined us today. Your engagement and participation have made this webinar a great success. We hope you enjoy the webinar as much as we enjoy organizing it. If you missed any part of it or would like to revisit any of the topics discussed today, a recording of the webinar will be available on our social media and website shortly. We are going to organize the third class in the next 3 months. For room of improvement, we seek your kind effort to scan this QR code or click the link attached in the chat box to fill up the feedback form. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organizer, I would like to wish all of you a great day and hope to see you in the next class. With that, thank you.
Thank you very much, Nurul. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. See you all soon. Okay. Wish you all the best. Okay. Thank you.
And everyone. Bye.
Bye.